Thank you to HUEL for sponsoring this video. More on them in just a bit.
Well, hello there, citizens of the Reject Nation. We are here to continue Ironheart for Ironheart 4, 5, and 6. Here's the dealio, so you're not confused when watching this video. Before Aaron left town, because we were fortunate enough to get screeners, we shot Ironheart 4 because we were told 4, 5, and 6 were released separately. And then while he was gone, they're like, never mind, they're going to put them all together. That's why we're on a very different set. And there's a review that we do after Ironheart 4. Your choice if you want to stick around and watch that, or you want to skip right to Ironheart 5 and Ironheart 6 when watching this video. Personally, I thought we did a really good job on that review, and I like that review a lot. I had a really good time reviewing that. Your call, but just wanted to explain that up front so you weren't confused as to what the heck's going on in this video. Beyond that, Coy, I got to thank Coy right away. Coy, what? Coy walked, it's like over 90-degree weather.
It's like 101.
And he walked 7 miles today.
7.75.
Damn, that is
almost 8.
You're wow.
I'm a dedicated reject, Greg.
Thank you so much on a Sunday. Oh my God, you're a crazy guy, crazy guy. Thank you. That's how Coy's feeling right now.
That's correct. My feet hurt.
Delirious and whatnot. Aaron, you just got back in town yesterday. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. It was a good trip. It was a long trip from Ohio. I met a guy out there who was a fan of the channel, so shout out to the dude who works at Activate. And yeah, I'm feeling good. It feels good to be back, and this is my first time in the new studio, and it looks freaking awesome. It looks really good. Greg, you guys did an amazing job, so I'm happy to
give way more credit to John and a person named Alex who works behind the scenes here. A lot of people have been working together to put this together. So yeah, thank you, Aaron. All right, guys. Well, you know the dealio. The full-length reaction watch-along where you sync it with your own copy of Ironheart. That is available for our Royal Rejects. That's at our Patreon page. It's so it's like you sync up, and then, you know, we're ruining the whole thing for you because we don't shut up the entire time. Like, we're on the couch. You're like, oh, come on, I'm just trying to enjoy the show. Would you be quiet?
No.
That's a great plug. That's how I like to plug it.
Annoy people.
Annoyance, baby. And so another great way you can support the channel as well is to become a Righteous Reject. That's by wearing RR apparel right here. And then we also got plenty of shirts and other gear over at rejectnationshop.com, all made within house with some brilliant artists that we've been able to work with. Anything you purchase is a great way to support the channel. We were talking beforehand about how crazy YouTube has been with monetization issues and whatnot, and we are fighting the good fight. So thank you to our Royal and Righteous Rejects for helping keep this channel afloat, baby.
Look, man, this is nothing.
Ooh.
Flashback.
Just like the last hit and the one before. You go in, stay undetected, get the money, easy. Just play this shit like we planned it. And we'll be the ones sitting on our asses like kings in some fancy-ass mansion.
How far he's come. It looks like John was the power.
Yeah, and he usurped.
Nothing personal, right? Nothing personal.
He's in Riri Blue.
To be that rich. Love it.
Same. I want vases full of nothing. Never understood people just having vases, but sure.
But when you can afford it,
You have a vases.
you have a vase, and then you get into a fight scene where Jackie Chan can't let any of it break.
Yes.
Now, where's that hood?
Oh, you think he just finds it?
Yeah,
There's got to be the origin of it, right?
just finds it in some random rich dude's house.
Yeah, it's got to be the origin of it.
I thought
it's
this
gonna
would be
be
a
in the
step
safe.
towards it. I didn't think it would just be like, man, I got a hood. But you might be right.
We had a fast track, only 6 episodes.
It's true.
Oh, dude.
Come on, kid.
Thanks, John. He's already okay.
We gotta go. Split up. John, how do I find you? I'm never too far away.
That's not an answer.
Nope. Nope. It applies to this moment, but not the one that was applicable.
Oh, never mind. Okay, flashback to establish what we've lost.
I'm gonna miss John's honesty. Also,
Uh-oh.
how much he loved opera.
He was so sick for opera.
Uh-oh.
I just realized that character is Australian.
Yep, we had not, I think, heard.
Voices, the paranoia.
Yeah.
I can't trust any of these guys. But
And
especially...
he knows.
You know what I miss the most? His loyalty. Drove him. It defined him. It killed him. He could be harsh at times. He cared. After the heirloom disaster, I want to make sure we're perfect on our next job.
Yeah, let's focus on that right now.
We stick with the plan. Continue your work.
Terrible eulogizing.
Yeah, same speech, man. Come on, save it for later.
Parker, you got anything for me?
Yeah. I got plans for you.
I wonder why he's not wearing his hood.
The Ironheart logo is going to be in pizza dough.
Oh, cool. That's her logo.
This creepy piece of fabric that you jacked from Parker's cloak, find anything yet?
It looks like internal combustion. Like a heat engine.
That's pretty cool. Scientifically examining the magic.
Where does it come from?
Cool, according to my analysis, nowhere. I've cross-referenced this heat signature with every known energy source. Wakandan, Kree, Stark, Pym. I got nothing.
The world's grown so much.
So much
Yeah, man.
name dropping.
Riri?
Incoming. Lock the door.
Now, you know my mama don't believe in locked doors unless you pay bills.
The black household thing, it's true.
What are you two up to?
Nothing.
Uh-huh. I came to see if you need to come clean.
Wow. Those are lines.
Come clean about what?
I said if you need anything clean, I'm on my way to the laundromat.
I'm good.
Is there something you need to talk about? Ever since you started this new job, you've been coming home late, buying expensive gifts, and we haven't even talked about your dead coworker. The police told us when they were here.
Right.
It's like a silly horror movie.
Yeah, great Riri.
The ramp up of music and stuff.
Call me if you need anything while I'm out, okay?
Everything my mom says,
It's like another thing. But
she suspects.
I remember that feeling like that as a kid. She's a little older, but I get the vibe.
I'm finding this 13 minutes more interesting.
Oh,
Where did it go?
Oh, no, he's here. We gotta get mom out the house.
Wow. We've already gone there, huh?
Oh, wait.
paranoid.
That was great. I would do the same. That's good instincts.
So, this is a horror mislead. 3 in a row.
Why are you acting so calm? Like I didn't just let John die.
You did what you had to do to survive. John would have done the same.
But you're not supposed to be the same.
Stressing over an act of self-defense is going to get you killed.
I don't even know what to do.
Call Sherry. Maybe she can help.
Thank you.
I think we're about to get a cameo.
Yeah, Sherry.
No,
was
no, we're just acting
We're
out.
explaining why all of Aaron's questions.
Got kicked out of MIT. I joined a crew of ragged-ass criminals, and I'm about to get my ass popped by a deranged man in a cape. Can you help?
Why don't you go sooner?
When you say it like that,
Have you heard anything from Joe yet? He's got to have some ideas.
I keep getting his voicemails. You want me to keep trying?
I'll just go see him in person. Gotta go tell him about his biomesh anyways.
I wonder if this was meant to be watched as one.
I was wondering if it was meant to be 8.
This doesn't feel like a weekly show to me.
I can't tell if it was meant to be like 1 or 8 episodes that feel like either way it feels chopped.
Because everyone has, but still,
me.
everyone has felt better, and this is
You
feeling
wouldn't
better
happen
than
to know
the,
why Joe's
like,
house is
other-
surrounded
I'm
in police
engaged,
tape, would
really
you?
engaged. So it's like,
You mean Ezekiel Stain?
Uh-oh.
Cops came and got him this morning.
what? What happened?
Crime scene has been traced back to Ezekiel Stain.
Oh, no.
Again, this is a very active scene. It is very quickly evolving. Ezekiel Stain.
Oh.
All of the worst case scenarios. Like everything he said would happen.
Is it because of the thing that was left behind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was tracked back to him, and then they found everything. They had the right to.
Including illegal possession of bionic technology and domestic terrorism.
Really unfortunate what this scandal is doing to the Stain family name. I mean, Obadiah.
Oh, this is great editing.
I mean, poor Obadiah's got to be rolling in his grave over this.
Thank you. Some real style.
Obadiah Stain's dead, bro.
Allegedly, no body.
Well, that's because it was all engulfed in flame.
That'd be nuts if Jeffrey just showed up.
Isn't it a little odd? John's dead, some random bionic guy is being framed for our work, and now Hood's being weird. He's grieving.
Yeah. That's logical.
We're here, and he's somewhere else.
An ice bath.
11 minutes.
That is a lot, dude.
He's built different.
He seemed to, John Wills take care of him with all this stuff with his body.
Yeah. I like that it looks like when lightning strikes, that the burn pattern.
Looks like they got your favorite color.
Uh-oh, you're pissed.
Look, I know you're mad at me, and you have every right to be.
Here's a loss for words. That makes 2 of us.
I'm gonna get you out of here.
Oh.
And how do you expect to do that?
I know a lawyer in New York and in LA.
Villain origin stories. Ramping up.
You're just a selfish kid who can't take any responsibility for herself. You lie, you cheat, you manipulate. You'll do anything you can to save yourself, even if that means hurting other people in the process.
I do like the consistency that all 4 episodes have really beat Riri Williams down.
Yeah, you're not being a hero. You've done bad. It's definitely the underdog version of, like, the character is the underdog trying to make their way, and even emotionally.
As the show is progressing, we're isolating her more.
Yo, it's a good thing Parker's getting that new tech specialist to help out.
Another tech specialist? Yeah, he didn't tell you? It's weird.
Is he going to break out?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when he saw the news.
Is a friend of yours?
Why would you say that?
I just assumed everybody in tech knew each other.
Might have crossed paths.
Poor guy's probably gonna rot in jail for our crimes. But what a happy accident.
Yeah, indeed.
I just wish if you needed help, Zeke Staines or anyone else's, you would have come to me.
You said you needed the suit ready.
Giving her an out.
So we'll bring someone in to help pick up the slacks.
Yeah, Clown mentioned that.
Here you go, Hood. It's all there.
Ooh.
Hope you have a great day, Riri.
This is the most enjoyable episode of me so far.
It's so directed.
But there's also like some fun tension they're doing. Even if at times it feels a little corny, it's at least fun.
I felt like the 4th episode would really kick things up because of bringing that point of conflict.
Thank you.
I'll keep a watch on her. The watch to watch her.
Don't take it off for any reason, or at least not till I tell you to.
Riri, what is going on with you?
You might need to fess up, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of not context.
Probably scaring your mom.
A lot.
I am gonna see Xavier.
Yeah,
You know I want to see my brother. Come on. He's not your brother.
You cannot show up.
But just imagine how pissed off he'll be once you tell him how long you've been hiding me from him.
Can we just focus, please, on not getting got by an invisible gunslinger with magic bullets?
Kind of keeping her around can feel selfish, depending on the eye of the beholder.
Wear it at all times.
Thanks, but I'm not much of a watch guy.
It's not for fashion. Say, do you think I'm a good person?
I was wondering how long it would take for this conversation.
Good, bad, them words don't really mean anything. It's all depending on who's labeling you. Yes, if you were asking me, describe you as a person.
Smart.
I say you're a smart person. Yep. And
honest, but good pivot.
A hardworking person, a protective person.
That could be a good or a bad person.
A complex person. You're like Spock.
Spock.
Star Trek reference.
I always think of myself as a Uhura, but...
You're tricky.
You don't always let people in, but I think underneath all that armor is a soft heart.
An iron heart.
Ooh, Ironheart referenced. Cute.
Live long and prosper.
So you're just gonna die without having your first kiss, right? You know the goal is to not die.
First kiss, what?
Has she never had a kiss?
She's been busy making iron suits.
Riri, you need to get some sleep.
For real.
She does look suddenly very tired.
All right, maybe just like 30 minutes. It's a start.
Yeah, go have a PTSD nightmare.
That's the best. So restful.
I relate with you so much in this moment. Non-stop racing thoughts. Can't sleep.
Greg's always checking his cameras.
Someone hacked 5 Nights at Freddy's.
Cool. That was
Nice.
a really rad shot.
Falling asleep in a suit. No, don't do that, girl. Damn.
What's wrong? You tell me. One moment I'm on the case with Scully, and the next thing I know, your watch decides to airbag me.
It must have heard the gunshots from the TV.
Oh, that's so funny.
Heard Scully, they were watching X-Files.
I love that they set that up in the first episode. That was a good payoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
I'm fine.
Girl, you just busted down my door like the Kool-Aid man. Would you please let me help? I know I can't help with all the sciencey stuff, but maybe you can use a different kind of genius.
I've been all wrapped up in work, and maybe I could use a aura bath. You know, a sound cleansing, chakra reading, some of that magic that you're always talking about.
I like this.
You want magic? Mama's got the plug.
Don't say plug.
That chamomile is hitting, ain't it?
That was really sweet. Also, learning more about her mom and seeing how she got into science, her mom's the opposite, and how cute that is.
This episode has jumped up, man.
I want to see who directed it, because it's like even the color use.
So I asked for magic, and you heard Willy Wonka. Is Willy Wonka not a magician?
We got sweets, we got reads, all your wishes guaranteed.
Bars.
Zelma, it hasn't been that long. Where's your mama?
Zelma! Oh, cool.
There she is.
Ah, yes! Maddie! Ronnie!
She's got her Pharrell hat on.
I never understood it. We got away with that Arby's hat.
Riri is looking for some spiritual guidance.
Oh? Yeah, like crystals or...
Ah, yes. Let's go. I love being around spiritual black women.
And they also set that up in the first episode, too.
Please don't be mad.
Why would I be?
Real magic.
Whoa, 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 what? What? Oh, snap.
How did you even do that? I've been playing.
Does this film line with the character you know? Hey.
Zelma, where are we right now?
The western cortex of Neverish, parallel plane of
Now, you know you are not allowed to visit other
Strange when it
realms
comes to
without
you.
my permission. Let's hope your little act of rebellion gives us something.
Oh, it will. I've been studying.
Is it enchanted?
Oh, cool.
Possible, but unlikely.
I don't know.
Earthy.
Seems natural. It's natural.
Oh, Riri?
Is this about your
nice.
Iron Suit stuff?
Wow, this feel like real family dynamics.
Y'all just know black wizards?
What do you mean by natural?
Well, it means it was created in a different dimension.
Have y'all known this whole time? Like, oh, clearly not. Clearly not.
This thing isn't from our realm.
And it's very old.
How does this work? Making the unknown known is the greatest magic. Learning and teaching the truest spell.
Yeah, I like that.
Girl, it's a saying she got from the Carmitage.
Ooh.
What's Carmitage?
Y'all ever heard of Doctor Strange?
Yo.
Strange Academy?
You're an actual sorcerer?
No, she's a dropout.
Excuse you. I chose to leave because I had a little witchling to raise.
And I still think you guys could have raised me there.
I love this.
Yeah, they cast perfectly for these two.
Oh, what the hell?
Awesome.
Like a sigil gets made out of it?
That's enough. We're done here.
Where did you get this? I got it from this dude with the magical red cloak, and I think it's scarring his whole body.
Oh. Everybody out.
Oh, what's going on? What did you see?
I saw Zelma. Hush.
Maddie,
No, we need the info.
you've got to tell me.
I need you to stay far, far away from that thing and whoever it came from.
Can we tell us?
This piece of fabric comes from one of the darkest dimensions known and probably unknown.
And the cloak that it's coming from is likely possessing whoever's in it.
This entity doesn't possess, it influences.
So it can morph you even with the cape's not on.
There's no bad tech, just bad people who use tech. Well, there is bad magic, and it is dangerous for everyone, especially good people. Destroy it.
Well, I could...
That was cool.
What a great scene.
Okay, so at least we know it's from another dimension, but she didn't say how to destroy it.
Mom's way in over her head.
Leaving the house late at night, coming home in the early morning, lying about where you are, gifting me safety watches that trap me in protective bubble.
Ah, man, I like Riri.
Sleeping in your suit. One
she's
coworker
very
dead,
flawed.
another arrested for domestic terrorism. That's fine to
If
you?
you don't want me to lie to you, then don't ask me these questions.
Wow.
Dang, that's crazy.
Don't you trust me?
A lot of people have been calling you manipulative, Riri.
You can always go to Gary for help. Never me. And it's been 5 years since he died.
This is why I don't tell you shit.
Wow.
You make me talk about my dead stepdad. Okay, I am not you, and you actually can't take that.
What about Riri? You better not get in that suit.
Or what?
The suit is becoming like a metaphor for an emotional crutch.
And like escaping
Yeah.
any moment. Like
It's like
she,
a vice.
Ezekiel Stain.
Yeah.
Awesome. Hallucinations. Just what I need. How'd you get in here? You like a lawyer or something?
Obviously not. You and I have something in common. Rather, someone in common.
Ah, fudge.
That you have the skill set and drive to be something great. Work for me, and I'll get you your life back, Stain.
I can't go back to my house. I can't even go back to my name. My life is over.
How exciting.
Yeah, you can start anew.
Take my offer, and you get to create a whole new life with this passion of yours.
A whole new life is what, a fugitive?
As Zeke Stain.
Carry on your father's legacy.
Yeah, make a deal with the devil.
Glass the door, Ned.
Check the mat, Ree.
Of course, Joe has a spare key for his hideout.
Most like normal way possible.
under the live, laugh, love mat.
Oh, well, now she's got a working station.
Yep, now she can do her science with all the resources.
Stole his lair.
Could have had these resources, but instead she went to villainy.
So they weren't able to find the information on Ezekiel to find the silo, huh?
I mean, he kept that hidden, even like away from the house.
This is so frustrating. Why is nothing working?
Because you don't understand magic, girl.
We could throw it into the Arctic Ocean or some shit. I just pictured a penguin wearing it. You know, penguins don't even live in the Arctic. That's a little fun fact.
There's always so much going on underneath her eyes.
So much of the comic takes place in labs and like her processing stuff. It's cool to see.
I can't do this. I can't figure this out. I need to get out of here.
Overwhelmed? Where are you going, girl?
Your heart rate is way too high. I'm gonna bring some fresh air in. You gotta breathe, okay?
Stop telling me to breathe, Natalie.
I'm just trying to help.
I can't breathe, knowing everyone I love is going to die. Parker's gonna get us all.
The writing's doing a really good job on her, man.
Yeah, paranoid.
Let me out of the suit. Breathe. Now, let me out. I can't breathe.
Oh, and the claustrophobia of being in the suit with a panic attack.
I like how much her anxiety is part of her character. Like, kind of funny enough, the potential of what that was in Iron Man 3 now living in his legacy.
I'll be right back. Hang on.
Man, they do such a good job with those transitions.
Man, I really like Riri, bro. Ugh, so good.
I feel like this show's starting to understand, like, vibing with the characters. There's a psychological complexity, especially from Stain and Riri. Real good psychological stuff.
And that magic scene was so cute, and it's a great way to get you to connect to the magic element of the show.
Yeah. I need a Black Magic spinoff ASAP.
There's a comic called Strange Academy you'd dig.
Ominous as hell.
Follow the path. Lit.
I mean, yeah, dude. You're just rotting in here. You might as well go outside, take a chance.
Incoming. He's headed your way.
It's great.
And I do feel for him.
Oh, man, he's so screwed. Like,
I feel like Riri kind of did dick him over.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
As villain origins go.
Yeah. Normally the villain origin's like, you're blaming, and I get it, but it's not their fault. And I'm like, Riri kind of contributed a lot to this when he did not want to be involved.
And they even got his stuff for him. Like, they're really taking care of him. So from his perspective.
Well, Miss Riri Williams in my window.
Get in the suit.
No thanks. Oh, shit. Don't you ever do that shit again. Boy.
That's great.
What are you doing here? You okay, Ree?
I think she's going to come out.
Huh?
You don't have to say fine.
I look fine.
I'm tired.
I don't feel like he's going to respond positively, though, to Natalie. Kind of concerned
She didn't
about
say
that.
anything. It wasn't her voice. She gestured.
Yeah, I know.
So I think
but,
she knows.
But I'm worried he won't respond well.
I brought you here.
Let's see how this goes.
Natalie, how are you doing that?
Well, pleasure to meet you, finally. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know about this, man.
Must be so heartbreaking to see her but not be able to touch her.
That is horrifying. You had no right to use Natalie as one of your little tech toys, Ree. I thought if anybody would get me, it'd be you.
This is the exact response I expected.
Wait, I swear it just happened. I don't know, you get kind of used to it, like your mixtape.
Oh my God, Reed, that's not the same thing.
That is a terrible comparison.
You're freezing her in time, faking like she's still alive.
Look at her. She is alive.
But she can't
Sort
grow.
of.
That is not my sister. She's not sort of alive.
Wow. Okay, so what would you do? If you were me, what would you do?
Make her go away. Delete. It.
Capital I.
Natalie.
I'm out.
Wait.
Oh, man.
Say I can't. What you're asking is...
everyone.
Yeah, this is the low, low, low.
Well, maybe you should try, because it's not going to end well, Reed. And keep your watch.
No.
Danger, dude.
I do like how much darker it's getting.
I love that now Stain's fueled by like purpose and vengeance.
Please tell me these are the last components for this heavy-ass machine.
Yep.
Parker asked me to help upgrade you. You don't mind?
Sure.
Oh, no. We got to set up the big episode 6 fight scenes.
Oh.
I can handle that.
It's going to be like Pop. Bald head.
Are we about to get an Alden Ehrenreich glow-up montage?
It's giving store brand Jason Statham.
Got that hard V.
I haven't seen code this intricate since Madripoor. Black market?
Yeah, it's a pain to acquire, but helps me connect the bionics to my brainwaves.
Looks so much like Ray Nicholson with his hair short.
Totally, he does.
So excited. Oh.
Red is always the villain.
Are they gonna show it? Okay, they finally cover it. What are they doing to you, man? Oof.
I got a side job for you.
That was
What are you
the
doing to
coolest the
yourself?
hood looked.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Riri killed John.
Whoa, cool.
I want her head.
Oh!
Different director.
Different director. That's what did it.
Now we're cooking.
Yeah, we are.
I hope Angela, whatever her last
Stays
name
for
is,
the last
directs more
three.
episodes.
Now we're
Yeah.
on the whole back half.
Yeah, damn.
We just watched episode 4 of Ironheart. I think comfortably my favorite episode, as we hoped it would go directionally. Before we dive into it, I want to thank the fine folks at Prepper for editing this down so you lovelies can see the highlights on YouTube. It is a very tricky thing, all the editing, so much love to Prepper. Also, please, while you're pressing buttons, press the like, leave a comment. I want to talk about this episode because to me, this felt like Ironheart. Like this found its way. So please leave a comment. Let's talk all about it. I started with you at the top. Let's start with Greg. What'd you think?
All right, here we go again. This is my favorite one of the 4. Easily my favorite of the 4. I found myself emotionally invested from beginning to end. It's great whenever characters' emotional struggles are dictating the trajectory of the plot versus do plot and then try to figure out how do we squeeze an emotion. This was a very natural progression for the character, and it doesn't feel, it feels like such an upgrade from the previous episodes. A lot does have to do with the direction and the editing. That was one of my main complaints with the last 3 episodes, and they got a different director for this one and infused a lot of personality, infused a lot of style, and infused a lot of momentum, and then it made the emotional moments actually really hit. You know, like I love that the show is breaking Riri down in a way. Like this is such an anti-Marvel show in a lot of ways because there hasn't been much action. When there is, it's not like the greatest action, but there's really not much of Ironheart doing action, you know, with the suit. And they've just been showing like everyone around her, like she's becoming more and more isolated as this keeps going. She came back home to rebuild herself, and now she's back home and she's made things so much worse for her. And I like that the show is directly calling it out. It's very intentional. Like everyone has pretty much called her manipulative at some point or some variation of being manipulative. And I think the way they've done it is really 3-dimensional because obviously she's not intentionally manipulative. Obviously she's not ill-intended, you know? It's one of those things where you end up doing it without realizing like, shit, I have been manipulative. Oh, wait, that was a bad thing to do. that probably wasn't the most ethical approach, or this is a bad. So I like that it feels very nuanced. I don't think you can discredit the show for that. It's incredibly nuanced in what they've been doing with her character, and then letting that flesh out the dynamics of the relationships, like with the boyfriend, I keep calling him the boyfriend, but he's not the brother. That was an expected reaction. And again, that goes into the debate of the situation. Natalie developing more as her own, she's becoming more sentient, and her even abandoning Riri in the end is a poignant moment. Anthony Ramos is starting to feel like actually villainous, and what they've done with this like team up thing, which we've seen in comic books. It's a comic book movie trope. But it feels like we got here in a way that was unexpected. I thought I didn't see it coming in this way. So I don't want to take every talking point here. I think everything's been really good. Awesome use of the magic. So yeah, I'll keep it very general like that for now.
Aaron?
I really, really like this episode. I think that, the first three were already getting better each episode, and I think it's not an accident that they released the first three as like a chunk, because the story really starts to kick in that second half, and I feel like the second half at least this fourth episode feels like something worthy of watching week to week, whereas the first three, even though there were individual episodes, I feel like it takes the momentum of those three to swing you into this new point of conflict, which is really strong. I feel like the fact that we have now introduced my favorite scene in the episode was when they went to the magic shop, and it felt so authentically Black, but also authentically MCU, and specifically like the magical area of the MCU. And it did it in a way where you could watch an entire spinoff. At least I felt that way, where you like seeing these people that are like Black American in the city of Chicago now dealing with these sort of things, and I like that there's just like this connection there, and we don't really see that in a lot of mainstream media, like the spiritual crystal Black girl. The only thing I've seen that in recent memory is SZA in One of Them Days, and which is like a whole it's I feel like just there are a spectrum of different type of Black people, and I'm happy that we are now getting this represented and in a way that it feels authentic. I think just also seeing Riri go through this struggle and have her own flaws pointed back and reflected at her, I think is really interesting. I'm kind of tired of us getting heroes that are flawed, but in a way where it's like, oh, we sympathize with them. I'm happy that we're finally getting a hero that is, we're giving them an arc where they're doing things that are unlikable for them to get to a point of being more altruistic and being more of a hero. We're like, so far she's been straight up a criminal and a thief, and doing it for the point of trying to, well, she's telling herself she's doing it for good, right? Or doing it like for as a means to an end. But now we're getting all those things as the consequences of those actions, consequences of making an AI, the consequences of getting involved with criminal are now falling on her, and the weight of those things are becoming too much, and she's losing everybody as a result of it. I think that's great, and I like that we are finding ways to distinctly make her different from Tony Stark, even though their technical abilities are the same, but they're doing it in a way where it makes her interesting to watch without you necessarily having to think of Tony the entire time. I feel like the first episode referenced Tony a lot, and granted, Obadiah Stann's office connection to Tony, but it doesn't feel like it's trying to be Iron Man 2.0. It feels like it has its own voice, which I really appreciate.
I agree with all of that. I also want to take the comic perspective, and not only was this my favorite episode by a comfortable margin, it is the comic. This is what I was wanting from the show. I think Dominique Thorne has like the pentameter down, and she's got the energy down, and I think she's getting so much of the heart down. But I knew I thought she'd have that. Like that was what I was waiting for these 3 years since D23. What I loved about this episode was the anxiety when you read the comic book is so like you're reading, so it's in your head. And I have anxiety like crazy. Like I have really crippling anxiety. I've had panic attacks. I've had these feelings. And this felt like those moments of reading it and identifying with it. And this also like her doing a bunch of experiments in the lab and like just being stressed and frazzled. That was in this episode. We got like, a villain origin moment that if we hadn't had as much time in chill conversational mode between Ezekiel and Riri, I think if we just started there, that would have felt so cheesy, an early 2000s comic book movie. But they've planted enough seeds, and that's what Marvel does best. When Marvel's doing best, it's when they're able to go like, we're going to give you a little bit, and then they go crazy. Like you've got to earn the plausible deniability. His arc has earned the point where we ended with him. If we hadn't had those first 3 episodes of The Grounded, it wouldn't have worked. And I feel like we're about to get that with Anthony Ramos's Hood, where I loved Hood a lot in this episode. It had all the emotional heart tying into the cousin and all those things. But now they can do a little bit more edgy imagery. Now the suit, the hood bothered me a little bit in the first episode because it was so brightly lit. And I was just like, that looks a little, I don't know if I buy that plastic hook. And then this episode was like, oh, ominous. Like Greg even pointed out at one point, like all of the things that I was struggling with are kind of paying off to make the juice worth the squeeze. And the first 5 minutes of this episode, I was like, oh, they directed it. Like in the opening, I commented on the directing because from the moment this started, it had flavor as well as the payoff of all the things we've been waiting for. And then as a comic fan, it had that on top of it. So when Marvel lets the TV shows feel serialized, trusts in the audience, lets their actors flex, that's when I think the serialized TV is stronger than some of the movies. I think Loki is stronger than 90% of the MCU movies. But I think the Disney Plus shows are in the bottom 60% most of the time because it doesn't always let it be like this episode. And I hope this doesn't end with people punching. It will have punching, but I hope it has emotional punching too, because that's what I find Marvel often drifts into. So this is when Marvel's doing their best TV stuff for me as an episode. I would point to this as like, if I was going to point at 10 best episodes of all the shows, this would make that 10.
Yeah, because I think the emotion is very nuanced in the dynamics with people too. Like none of that is one note. Like if you take the mom relationship, for example, when that starts off, like the way they brought it back around with the cage and the watches and all that paranoia that she was having, but then the mom goes to comfort her, and that way she can actually be a mom to her daughter. Then it leads into a completely different thing by the end of their conversations for those two characters, where they are lashing out at one another. And you're looking at Riri. I really understand and identify with the idea of, when you lose a family member, you don't, if you're having a hard time facing or grieving, you actually avoid your family because they're the ones who can be the closest to remind you of that thing you don't want to think about. And there's a palpable distance in their dynamic. I really felt for all the relationships. A show, you need to have connection to relation. I even kind of like the fucking group of bad guys a little more. I feel like you have to care about the relationships with people. And this was the first episode where I'm like, every relationship I was interested in. Even the introduction of Zelma and her mom.
That was so funny as a comic fan to be like, this is going to be exciting. And you guys like, is this? I'm like, just wait. And then it was immediate.
They excelled where the first 3 episodes I thought did not excel. Where you're like, all right, I guess I'll wait a few episodes before I kind of give a shit about these people.
This one's like, home run. We just met him.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right away, you get who these characters are. You understand the way the mom and daughter are. You can feel there's some type of history with them. They're different, unique, interesting. I really thought that was like a perfect way to introduce those characters, and really good writing. Like this to me was a really well-written episode. I said it before. I thought I didn't think any of the 3 episodes were great. I would say like this is a great episode. I really like this one a lot.
I think 3 bordered on great for me. This one is comfortably great. I think 3 might have been great because of association, which is what I said when I reviewed it. This one, I think even if I didn't love Dominique Thorne's take on Ironheart, would be great.
Yeah, I mean, there's still some scenes where I felt like could have been a a little bit stronger. Like when Hood goes to see Stain, I felt like that scene probably could have been a bit stronger in the way it was executed. But for the scenes that really count, where you have to get the audience in the feels, I was like, nope, they're really nailing it. Like, it's a drama. They've made a drama with like a weird. Even some of like the cheesy horror misleads to the top when she's like interacting with her mom, and they do the music cues and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, it's kind of fun to me, you know.
No,
so, yeah,
I feel
it's
like,
fun.
I feel like this episode found a good line between character development and plot, and watching each character deal with their own thing, like Hood dealing with the loss of his cousin, and then his descent into darkness, and then Stain feeling this resentment towards Riri, and then Riri's loss. And I like the fact that, I don't know if this is intentional or not, but we dabbled with the idea of Tony Stark dealing with anxiety in Iron Man 3, but then we kind of just forgot it by the time we got to Age of Ultron and never really entertained that again. But I like that Riri's anxiety, the legacy character of someone like Iron Man, is dealing with that heavily, and it's been a recurring thing and getting worse by the episode. And I feel like it's a thing that makes us endeared to her, because a lot of us do struggle with anxiety, and hers is, her fears and paranoia are coming from a really understandable place. Like, oh, I have this magic guy who's acting weird, who's definitely wants to mess with me. And I think that the way we build upon that, and Dominique Thorne's performance of that, is just really top tier, really excellent. Like when Ezekiel goes to see her, Xavier goes to see her at the junkyard, she just looks tore up, dude. I was like, oh man, I really feel like you are not okay. And I like that we're seeing that progression. And again, I think a lot of these characters in the Disney Plus shows don't really allow their characters to go there to that extent. And I feel like, I don't know if it's this thing of not wanting to show true vulnerability or not wanting our characters to be like somewhat unlikable, but I'm happy that this show isn't afraid of going there.
Well, I think the anxiety is really relatable. Like I had a panic attack last week. I was on the ground and I had to call my wife. It was really bad. So and the way they handle the anxiety of, like, when you brought up the scene when they're trying to do the control.
Yeah, that one really got me.
And like with people with anxiety, a lot of the times it's a struggle. A lot of times with anxiety, it's a control problem that's happening. It's some issue of, like, you try to, and sometimes to calm your anxiety, you try to take control of something.
And you try to take on more, or I do, and then it gets worse because you've caused like 5 fires.
Yeah, and because a lot of times anxiety also stems from fear of something that might happen, and you're watching that happen with her throughout this whole episode. She's worried this is going to happen. She's afraid this is going to happen. Her thoughts are racing. Or racing thought. Like, I get it. I like really was like, fuck, this is portrayed in a way that feels real. The performance feels very real. So yeah, when she can't control this understanding of the magic, and it made sense to me of, like, this is her breaking point. you know, she's like, I can't do this. I'm a failure. I got to go. Like, I was like, that's the right moment for her to fucking call quits. right there.
Also, Lyric Ross, who plays Natalie, I think it's cool to see her progression as a more sentient being, and also like having like, not just attitude, but like the decisive attitude, and like their interplay is still so good. Then the last thing I want to say, because we got to wrap out of here, is I really like when a universe is so fleshed out that you can name drop like Kree and Pym and all that, and have that emotion and be excited to hear those things, but it doesn't feel like a crutch. This episode had a lot of, like, Doctor Strange mentioned, all that stuff, and there were times, throughout the MCU, there are times when they say a thing and I was like, we get it. This did not feel like that, and that was really cool, because this show has been a drama, but when they say Doctor Strange, it gives you that little, like, hee-hee, without it feeling like, okay, we got to name drop Thor and Eternals for no reason.
Right, we're not pausing to have that.
Yeah, like, we're not breaking the fourth wall to say Kree. It fits, because the universe, like, it's us talking about our world. So I thought they did also a good job of this tech and magic stuff is feeling more and more cohesive.
Definitely. Thanks.
So yeah, that is going to do it for episode 4. I am now genuinely, just generally excited for episode 5.
Reject Nation. I've been following a specific macro plan all year. Well, at the end of January. At the end of January, I weighed 218 pounds. Here's a photo. And as of this week, I'm down to 173, and here's a good lighting photo. Coming in. I'm so close. I got to do a photo shoot. Anyway, part of hitting my goals means being extra intentional about what I put into my body. And one of those things that's helped me stay on track is this little bad boy right here. This is HUEL's Black Edition Ready to Drink. Cheers. It's a full meal in a bottle. I just love chocolate. This is such a good chocolate drink. It's packed with 35 grams of protein, 27 essential vitamins and minerals, slow release carbs, and very important for me, it's low in sugar. Diabetes and heart disease runs in my family, so I have to be extra careful when it comes to stuff like that. And this drink keeps me fueled, not just full. And yeah, my schedule's kind of all over the place. I'm working, filming, working out. So I need something that's quick, convenient, reliable, that won't sabotage my progress. And the taste, legit, it is smooth. I just want to keep drinking it and not talk to you right now. And it doesn't have that chalky thing that a lot of those shakes have. You know what I'm talking about. And they got a variety of different flavors. Chocolate is still my favorite one. And it's great that HUEL shipped around 500 million meals around the world. So if you're trying to stay dialed in like myself or just save time while eating, a great way to support your body and a great way to support the channel too. You can go to HUEL.com/rejects and use code REJECTS to get 15% off your first order. Minimum $75. HUEL.com/rejects and use code REJECTS to get 50% off. Fuel your body right, even when life's busy. You will not regret it. Thank you, HUEL, for being a part of my fitness journey.
Your girl finna be bigger than Jobs. Right. Bigger than Gates. Right. Bigger than Pim.
Oh, it was the clip they played at the beginning.
The whole industry will flock to Chicago just to work with your girl, because I ain't never leaving this city. Exactly. Not never. Period. Period.
It's a pretty cool visual shot they did there.
A knife with thorn his hammer. Alright, see, now we gotta cut the video off. Okay, let me start over. No, I just...
It's a really good shot, damn.
I've seen that before.
Wow.
Wow, duality, Coy.
It's happening. The dichotomy.
What the hell?
Get me out!
The shit just happened.
Who just attacked her?
I got the suit, and I'm headed to you guys now.
Okay.
She out rogue?
This is bigger than you think. Dormammu, the cosmos. What the hell does that even mean?
Okay.
No, they said Dormammu, not Mephisto. Never mind.
So you're telling me this puffy-ass cloud with eyes holds apocalyptic power? I seen pictures on the south side scarier than this.
You have not seen it in person, man.
How sure are you about all of this? Like a solid 50%. Years ago, there was this rogue sorcerer named Caecilius, and he used to stand Dormammu in his dark magic.
Oh,
nice.
Oh, shit. Is it Doctor Strange 3?
Is that how this ends? Magic, technology?
Why would Dormammu give Parker powers? Parker's not some evil wizard. He's just a guy who wants enough commas and zeros in his bank account to feel worthy of respect.
It's got to be Mephisto.
It's got to be.
Yeah,
after all this
very
time.
different.
Parker, blinded by ambition, easy to manipulate.
Respect the game.
So how do I take care of Parker?
Call Doctor Strange.
Probably gotta shut him down, like, for good.
Kill.
There's gotta be another way. You're dealing with magic now, and magic always comes at a price, and sometimes it's a heavy one.
I like the symmetry of the negative space with the blurring that they're doing and the paralleling of it.
Again, this builds into being more and more directed. Like 4 felt more directed. This one definitely does.
Unfortunately, this place is now closed. Health code violation.
There's a murderous snake in the building.
He said we're closed.
Oh, those are just strangers.
Okay, unless you can zap yourself to an
The
alternate
titles
White
are the
Castle
coolest part of this.
suggestion
Greg's big moment, opening title.
Out of all the places to come get late night dates, you choose to come here.
What? I like White Castle.
Look how giant that drink is. Like
Good
Tony
God.
Stark.
It's
You
like the size
definitely
of
have to pee.
Riri.
Oh, not Larry. Come.
I like that she's not trying to fight these trained fighters. Like, defense, defense, defense.
Get over here.
Get over here. Oh, shoot. How is she taking them on?
Ah.
Come on.
Oh.
Ooh. Murder.
So are these two just like vastly holding back?
Yeah, because they're murderers in fighting.
That headline tomorrow's gonna be rough. Girl genius dies.
My death won't make the news.
Well, damn, that was dark.
Can y'all do me a favor? Just make it quick. One clean shot.
Come on,
Sure.
suit.
Hey!
I see.
Smart girl.
Oh, clever.
Clever girl.
She outwitted.
It's like, oh, you thought you was going to shoot me?
Neo'd that shit.
That was awesome.
Riri.
Hamster wheel.
Aw, you really think a locked door is gonna
Pokey.
Meow?
This is great advertising for White
It
Castle.
really is. I'm hungry.
Cool shot. Damn. It's like a De Palma shot.
I thought we were cool.
That was before you killed John.
It's not like that. I didn't mean to.
Velociraptor.
I didn't like the guy either, but he was part of the team.
What team? Everyone on Parker's crew is disposable. He killed Rampage.
You just
Yep,
gave
I
away
was
your
literally
position.
just thinking that.
We don't know what you're talking about.
That must not be a very effective bomb.
Or it's very strong tin.
Is this thing on?
Oh, there you go.
Glad your limbs are intact.
I actually started caring about that little crew. That was effective after 3 hours, 3 episodes.
None of you guys can take her down, huh?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Whoa.
Girl. That was awesome.
Iron Man!
Yeah. Oh, what a
The
shot.
reflection in the shot.
Beautiful.
I love it.
It's a fun shot.
Oh, man.
That's a really fun shot. Seeing the suit does look like Iron Man 1.
It's so good to see a practical suit.
What's up? That is something I always expected Tony to do too.
That's so real.
All right, too much. R.I.P. your intestines. Yo, what happened to my suit?
Your little friend tried to come for me, and I'm fine.
You just stepped in puke.
You left me without any protection. They could have killed me.
I'm sorry. I needed some time. When Xavier saw me, I wasn't expecting for him to react that way. I'm hurt.
You are a series of codes, okay? Numbers and symbols.
Is that why you were considering deleting me at the junkyard when Xavier asked?
Take accountability, man.
I'm going to bed. Yeah. Peace.
Rest well. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Fucking killed
Cool
it on the
shot.
visuals, man.
That is a cool shot.
Awesome.
Must be, right?
Nat, stop abandoning her.
Yeah, I know they were doing something to him last episode, so.
Superhero line.
I'm so impressed how this show looks. Haha.
Yeah, you're right. Sam.
Oh my god, he's augmented.
Bio enhancements.
Because he wants the opposite of the iron suit. Yeah.
What did you do to yourself?
Oh, she sounded so concerned.
You know, I never understood what my father's fascination was with power until now.
Damn, he does it like sorcery. Like Palpatine.
I can still make it right if you just let me try.
It's too late.
It's a good thing White Castle provides no traffic.
Alden's such a good actor, man.
You look like he's having fun.
And what a difference in his opening performance.
God, every time Riri gets a goddamn suit back, it just gets taken from her.
Whoa. Cool visual.
Goofy shot.
No, I spent my whole life trying not to become Obadiah Stane.
Oh, spined her.
Just to find myself right where he left, taking down an iron brick.
My God. There's also a bit of a whiplash element to his power set.
Puke in his face.
It's not black and white. It's not a full-on baddie. I wouldn't buy it if he was just like, I'm a killer.
Yeah, suddenly.
Of course not.
You need to leave Chicago now. If Parker finds out you're still alive, he won't be so forgiving.
Aw.
That's way more in character.
Yeah.
Damn, look at that shot. Shit.
What a fallen hero episode. Everyone abandoned and now dismantled.
I know. Everyone's always like coming down on Riri. Riri's coming down herself, and she barely ever gets to use her suit.
Yeah, between this episode and last episode.
She can't even get out of the suit because it's tech.
This is so well done.
Natalie.
Oh. She needs her iron heart.
Seems like someone's gonna need a new suit for the finale.
Oh, she saw her alive. Parker's gonna know.
Can Parker kill Stain, you think?
That'd be an interesting fight.
You have lost your damn mind, Riri Williams, and don't expect me to help you find it. What happened?
No, I need your help.
Yeah, even in the face of being mad, you still care for your daughter.
Yeah, that mom turn was great.
We should be packing our bags.
Riri, you can't keep running.
Chicago is not safe for us.
I'm not talking about Chicago, Riri. I'm talking about you.
You run from your problems all the time, emotionally.
It got you involved with a crime boss and a lunatic who turned himself into a robot, and it's the reason you ain't got a man. Nothing is worth all that damn trouble.
She's not wrong.
Out of all the things you could have built with that big brain of yours, why an iron suit?
Because I could.
You want to try that again?
This feels like a real conversation, man.
After Gary and Natalie died, that night I just froze. I couldn't help them. I just had to watch them bleed out until the paramedics came 1 minute too late.
That'll fuck you up, yeah.
It is my job to make you feel safe, not the other way around.
I hear you.
She feels so helpless.
But this is so much bigger than you.
Riri, there are some demons we just can't outrun. But you don't have to fight alone. I'll fight them with you.
Me too.
Oh, hello.
How am I even supposed to fight?
Going to the shop, build a new suit at the shop.
In a cave of spare parts.
Okay, can you show me the thing so we can go?
This is the thing.
Go back to your core.
This place took so much from us.
Yes, but it also gave so much to us.
Don't roll your eyes. Come on. Face it.
You remember this? Property of Ironhead.
I don't know what that is. You sure about that?
She got a memory.
Oh.
Dad!
Like
Dad!
technology.
Have you seen my welding goggles?
Yeah.
I need to finish my hydraulic modulation device.
Oh.
You need a break.
Do you think Mae Jemison took break? She was too busy breaking barriers.
You are 8 years old. You need to be outside riding a bike.
Precocious little child.
I want my goggles.
Man, this is so well directed.
Man.
Just give me one song. You can get these goggles right back.
Oh, man, my heartbeat would be through the roof if I was them.
When you try to forget all the memories that make you sad, you wind up forgetting the ones worth remembering.
Same wall that keeps out sadness, keeps out happiness.
Give me that spin. You ready for it? Just like that.
She did not want to do this, but it's moments like these that become so important when you don't have the people around.
Oh.
Oh. Ironhead.
This is why I don't do breaks.
You didn't even make a scratch. You got a good old Ironhead.
Yeah, it was adorable. That was really touching.
Literally facing the pain of your inner child.
You're a glitch. You're my glitch.
That's great. That's hilarious.
I need a suit and I have nothing to build it with.
Well, I was thinking maybe this could help.
Ta-da! How? When I realized you were staying home, I bought it back.
Oh.
What the hell? That wasn't there when they pulled up?
That was invisible.
When Dad gave me this car, he told me it'd always keep me safe. Thick and thin.
Oh my gosh, he's going to turn the car into a suit. That's cool.
Hot Rod Iron Man and Barracuda Ironheart.
Let's get to work.
Now I really need that new suit not to get damaged because that car is beautiful.
Where's the rest of the suit?
Collateral damage.
How'd you get rid of her?
By killing her.
I love this story already.
There's not much to tell. I just, kind of knocked her out. She went down, boom, dead.
You gonna tell them?
And a story with no drama, no emotion, no detail, it lacks believability. Is he telling the truth?
No.
Nice turn, damn. I like how quick that was Done.
Not all of it, anyway. Riri kicked all our asses. She would have gotten away if Zeke hadn't stopped her.
Whoa.
And the only way to stop her was to destroy her suit. So he ripped it from her body, piece by piece, and then buried that iron bitch in a pile of rubble.
Wow.
She don't trust Parker either.
That's like you tell a story. Now that Riri's gone, let's get back to business, shall we?
To join this gang, you got to be a good storyteller.
Baseline.
Can you do me a favor?
As long as I can take a nap first.
I need you to hack into some autopsy reports for me.
Autopsy? Oh, to look out to see.
Rampage.
No, Riri's gone, so there's an open spot in the crew.
I'm not interested.
You'd still be locked up if it weren't for me.
Oh, so it wasn't an invitation.
Riri turned down my offer too, you know.
Look what happened.
She changed her mind. I have a feeling you'll be doing the same.
I like boomboxes as art. That's cool.
There's very dope. So many shots in here where it's like characters are off to the side and there's like all this space around them.
Yeah, I love that
It's
shot.
Consistency in the visual of this particular episode.
Oh.
You know, if you combine memories with Riri, you could have a full-fledged Natalie on your hands.
Riri, you genius.
Riri,
There's a certain young man who wanted to join the team.
Don't get it twisted. I'm only here for my wagon back. And you owe me like $600 at this point.
It's not the young man I was expecting.
I wonder if like the whole community is going to come together.
What I need is something comparable to Parker's hood. I need something that connects me to an infinite energy supply.
I got a plug onto an extension cord.
What?
Just say the word.
You do have access to magic friends. Get some magic on your side too.
As much as it pains me to say this, I think I have to fight magic with magic.
Yeah.
Communication needs to be flawless. One wrong move and it all goes to shit. Any questions?
I got a question. Did you kill Stuart?
Excuse me?
I don't know if this is the way to go about it.
Especially not a man with a magic hood in front of everybody.
Watch your tone.
Or what? You won't kill me too?
I had nothing to hide. I found you when you were nothing. Gave you purpose. A home.
You're not answering the question.
Maybe we should just take a minute and regroup. We got a big job at hand.
Ooh, there's that hood coming up.
Them voices.
The hood's like the ring.
Riri was right. You're a fraud.
Bad idea.
This isn't you. That hood's got you messed up.
No, it's got me right. For the first time ever.
Hey, we didn't sign up for this shit.
Then leave.
You would let them leave?
You're fired. All of you. Get out.
Fine. Let's go, Jared.
Yeah, but dude, you're nothing without that hood.
Just how sure are you that Parker's magic even comes from there?
47% sure.
47. But you said 50 last time.
I was rounding up.
Hey, black people. Y'all talking might need a little boost.
Oh, wow.
All right, coffee.
Hey, chill, Landon. We got apple juice for you.
Disrespectful.
Reporting for duty, Captain. Hope I'm not too late.
Aw.
James Tiberius Kirk.
I'm not okay with it, but I could try to understand how much she means to you.
There's still an ethical debate about it, though.
So we're building a new suit, huh? What for?
But it's so sweet. Oh.
Ree?
Huh?
What'd you do?
For a final battle.
I'll explain it to you while we work.
Okay. For sure.
Don't look ahead, there's stormy weather.
That's a cool
Another roadblock in our way.
You can't do it alone.
We will. Now we push right.
Gotta make it a sacred place. Clear the bad energy.
Oh, she's catching the chemistry there.
Whoa, cool.
Cool.
Oh, what is this suit gonna look like?
I'm so excited.
Edging their bets in their eyes and show.
It makes me so happy to see a community of black people just come together to make all the suit with magic. Oh my God.
And it's
this
happening
is special.
in the garage too, her home base.
I'm calling the cops.
Please don't, Heather. You're never gonna see me again.
I knew you were bad news. I have a sixth sense about these things.
Good for you.
He's awesome.
Your poor father is probably rolling in his grave, knowing what you've done to his legacy.
Should have mentioned his father.
I am sick of your shit, Heather!
You need to back up.
Oh, do I?
Yes.
Really?
I know karate.
Oh, is it gonna kill her?
Oh, those flowers are really beautiful.
Jack! Jack! Call the police!
Who did that?
Zeke! What's good?
Oh, his last resort. He controls him.
Well, as a thank you for getting back all your stuff, I now have control over all the weird signs swirling around in your body.
Oh, upgraded look. Okay.
So now when I say jump.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. I like that he's magic and science and Riri's the inverse.
I'm not your puppet.
More like a rock'em sock'em robot.
That sucks.
Now let's go. We have somewhere to be.
Oh, man.
That really sucks.
This poor guy.
He was trying to avoid his dad's legacy, and it's so much worse.
Now he's a prisoner.
No autonomy.
Get us in.
Absolutely not.
Is this where he first broke into in his flashback?
Oh, I think you're right. Looks familiar.
Hey, you guys need to leave. I'm sorry.
I wonder why he has a suit on. It looks cool, but
It wasn't me, I swear.
very different from everything else he's had on.
Really?
It's like James McAvoy in Wanted.
Is Hood known for wearing a suit like that?
He has, but I mean, it's more about the two guns hood and like a different outfit underneath.
You're gonna sign over artworks, this mansion, everything that was promised to me.
You strong arm a few startups and you think you're a CEO.
Everything that was promised to me.
You're a small-time crook in ridiculous get-up. You'd have to kill me first.
Yeah, that can be arranged.
Is that like his dad or something?
If you wanted my company, you could have done this hostile takeover remotely. So why are you here?
I had to look you in the eye and ask, what kind of father puts his son out of the house at 12?
Yeah.
I tried with you. I really did. But you were a liability.
He's 12 years old.
I was a child. After mom died, the only way to even get you to pay attention to me was if I was in trouble. What you expect?
Even the cadence of his voice so different than his father's.
Nothing personal.
It wasn't personal. Nothing personal.
Like father, like son.
Oh, it's about to get personal.
Sign it in ink or sign it in blood.
Ooh.
Stay and I'll kill you. Talk to the cops and I'll hunt you. Now get the hell out of my house.
Man.
That's some serious retribution. Oh, man. His hood family should have just stuck around. Maybe living in
That'd
his
be
quarters.
so rich.
Wow, so this wasn't like a Robin Hood myth thing at all. He just wanted revenge.
Do y'all think we should add like maybe
No.
just
Girl is ready.
Go ahead and try it on.
All right.
Closing shot, baby. Let's see it. Ooh. Slick snap.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, heck yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, cool.
Feels like dark magic, though.
Riri?
Oh, no.
What's going on? I don't know. Something's off.
Oh, she's being thwarted.
I don't think that the reactor can handle the magic and Natalie. Girls, run! And Natalie, just hold on.
One or the other.
I'm gonna fix what's happening. Can I die? Hold on. I'm gonna tether you to the laptop. Help me!
Oh, she can't lose her
Oh,
again.
no.
Riri, I can't stop this. Please no. Riri, I'm scared.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
I love you. Riri, do something. I love you,
10% more. Not
Oh.
in time, was it?
No.
No.
No. To lose her all over again.
And the same place.
Natalie?
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Next one.
Wow. Oh, if only they'd released this the way they were meant.
Wonder if the magic can bring Natalie back.
I think the cost was Natalie. Like, sacrifice was sacrificing Natalie.
We gotta go. Split up. John, how do I find you? I'm never too far away. I'm always with you.
Are we gonna see the demon? The bargain?
Yeah.
I do not love
we are.
Borat. There's no need for that.
Mephisto?
Is it gonna be?
Where the hell did you come from?
Well, I could answer, or I could open the door.
What door? What are you talking about, man?
Ooh.
Let me help you. Go ahead.
It's playing like Mephisto.
It's a very Mephisto energy.
Holy shit.
It is!
It is. Oh my god, it is him.
Who the hell are you, man?
I'm just a fan who wants to be in the Parker Robbins business.
Wow.
It actually
That's
happened.
true.
We start working together. I'm going to make you the greatest human of your generation.
Oh, whoa, icky.
And I know how much that upsets you.
I'm sorry, Ramos. Anyway, this shit about me fulfilling my potential. I mean, how would I even...
That's freaky.
Oof.
This is setting up something major, and I'm wondering if it'll ever pay off.
Yeah, right?
What is it that you most desire?
Great presence from him in a dramatic role.
Yeah, so rare to see him in serious roles.
You know, I want to be powerful and respected.
Stop bullshitting me and tell me what it is that you want.
Don't come up with talking points. Tell the truth.
Your dad's empire.
I want to be rich.
Okay, how rich?
Like stupid, disgusting, greasy rich.
I can't.
Good editing, damn.
He's already in his head.
You're going to give me everything I want.
No, of course I'm not, you beautiful human being. I'm just going to give you the tools so that you can get yourself everything that you deserve.
That way you feel like you earned it.
What do you want in return?
I want to be king.
So be it.
And what's in it for you?
Oh, something you won't even miss.
Wow. I feel like this should have been an earlier episode.
Whatever it is.
You don't want to do that. You don't know what
Whatever
you're
it
agreeing
is.
to.
Wow, dude.
Deal with the devil.
Glances at the frozen family, still shakes.
It's been a pleasure.
Hey, look, yo, you forgot your thing.
Oh, no, that's yours.
Looks like a pimp, man. Love it.
For you, Your Majesty.
How do I look?
Right now, you look like shit. But soon, you're gonna look like the king you were born to be. I'll be in touch.
Oh, he is compelling.
Great presence, man.
Oh, the sound back. Man, that was cool. What a great scene. Mephisto is real.
And he got a whole free pizza, too.
I mean, that's huge. Look delicious. Oh, transition.
Nice.
The cost of victory.
Oh, what a lonely king. You're not sharing any of this with anybody.
Right. Can't you know that by yourself? Iron Feast.
A captive audience of one.
You tried the caviar?
Something about being held against one's will kills the appetite.
I said, eat.
Oh, this guy, he didn't say what he really wanted. He wants love and connection. Oh man, his life's in so much danger.
I'm not doing this.
Oh,
Come on, you know better than that. There's no way that's gonna work. Ah!
And you're programmed to prevent anyone from harming me.
Oh.
Wow. You're a real piece of shit.
You got something to say?
He's got the free will to talk.
Do you know how silly you look? You've got all this power, and you're doing what? Holding me hostage and playing dress up in Dad's house? You don't belong here, and everyone's gonna know that.
You're hitting his wound.
Yeah, that's the best way to hurt him.
You're absolutely right.
What?
I shouldn't be here. Come on.
I'm not going anywhere with you.
Stop defying, man. You know you can't do anything about it.
I love you. Ali.
Constantly abandoned. And then he programs Alden Ehrenreich so he can never be abandoned.
You know it's not the real Natalie, right?
Give me that.
I mean, yeah, you gotta deal with the reality. That's not her. You're not gonna get your actual friend back.
Magic took her, and magic can bring her back. I'll figure it out after I get that hood.
Are you gonna make a deal with the devil?
I can't let all this work be for nothing. And thank you.
But it might be if you don't play your cards right.
Breaking the sound barrier. Very cool.
Talk to me.
I've been a little bit busy. You see, you're not my only client. Didn't you get my messages?
You mean these scars?
Messages.
There's got to be a better way to communicate.
Well, I'm here now. Is this something I can help you with?
Yeah. Lighten.
I said, be careful how you speak to me. I stuck to our agreement, to every letter of it.
I love how emboldened like his eyebrows are and everything. How ultra sleek.
Riri.
See?
Nice suit. Something happened to the old one?
Like how he still just dresses like a regular dude. No super suit or anything.
Can't you give me more?
Why would I give you something more when you've made such a dog's breakfast of everything else? I've got a better idea.
What a very different way of communicating.
Parker finds out you're alive, I'm dead. So
I gotta whip your ass too.
Oh, cool.
If someone could help you overcome the hacking, it's going to be her.
If you manage to hold on to what I gave you, I'll consider giving you some more.
So I hold on to the hood and you make it more powerful, right?
I love every scene of Mephisto. There's so much power in his like reservedness.
The way they provide like the booming echo bass too with his voice is really awesome.
You think you can help me? How?
I'm gonna knee you in the groin.
What?
I'm sorry, but I assume there's no bionics there. Your body's gonna respond in crisis mode.
and shut down enough for you to manually override via the processor beneath the node of my neck.
There you go. There you go.
Careful! Sorry! I don't want to do this! Yeah! All right, watch out, watch out!
Stand still. I'll try to pull it, okay? For the sake of the staying family name.
That's hilarious.
Clean glow. That's some good hitting.
That's some good hitting.
Our last step is to override Parker's hold.
The quick and dirty fix is to automate a virus that'll put you and the implants to sleep. You'll hard reset and start brand new.
Awesome.
Nice.
Do you have a choice?
Gotta put a hood-wearing asshole in his place. Here.
Oh, I'll give him a blanket.
So we friends again, Joe?
Joe's gone. I have millions of dollars worth of weapons inside me and no idea where to put this anger.
In a spin-off.
Go handle Parker. Just know you and I aren't done.
I've become some kind of ironmonger.
I really like their dynamic.
Yeah, it's really fun.
I need you to give me that hood.
Oh, he's gone full deranged.
You just want this power for yourself.
That's not why I'm here. It's not worth the cost.
Face it, Riri. You're a criminal, like me.
Nah, she's about to prove otherwise.
Ooh.
Awesome. I mean, does really separate her from Iron Man this way. Damn. Oh my God. How can he physically handle it? Oh, what the hell's happening?
Whoa, freaky.
You're turning into Gollum.
Give me the hood, Parker!
You're gonna have to kill me first.
Oh, no.
Look like
What
Dane
the-
DeHaan is Goblin.
He looks awesome.
Commence emergency protocol.
The effects in the show have been great.
Really, though.
Oh, shit. Her suit's fucked up again.
Damn, she just got it.
Every single
Three
episode.
suits, 6 episodes.
For like 2 seconds.
He was great.
It looks beautiful.
Please don't. Please don't.
Come on, what trick do you have up your sleeve?
It sounds kind of stupid when I say it out loud, but I trusted you. Everyone trusted you. This one's for John.
What trick?
What the hell?
Oh. I totally fell for it.
Nice!
That was smart. That was really smart. Oh, she got the hood.
We saw all the tech and they set us up. That was perfect.
You hold on.
You don't know what it's like without it. It hurts.
I know.
You're addicted to it, man.
You go through them withdrawals, bro. If you're nothing without the hood, then you shouldn't have it.
I mean, you still got a bunch of money now.
An empire.
But
Well, you have money to make the hurt go away.
Hey, back to where she met him. Is Mephisto going to try to make a deal with her?
Yep.
No.
An outfit to suit their conversation.
Who are you?
I'm just somebody who ordered too much. Are you hungry? You don't want to sit down wearing that goofy Transformer costume?
Switch accents again. Whoa.
Another magic asshole.
That's me.
Give me my shit back.
As soon as we're done catching up, pinky promise.
Catching up as if they know each other.
Yeah, they're very familiar as possible.
What's this all about?
I help people realize their wildest ambitions. People like you.
Ooh, so creepy.
Now, sometimes that means I deal with the selfish or the stingy.
Oh, that was cool.
Well, out of the Forbes 100 richest list, I've made a deal with 100 of them. Kings, 3 popes, and also a beetle.
The popes.
Okay, Mr. Dormammu man.
Dormammu? Dormammu! That ugly pillock isn't fit to clean my glorious arsehole.
If it ain't Dormammu, then what?
I'm sorry, I should have introduced myself. You can call me Mephisto.
Yeah!
So, is that supposed to mean something to me?
No, but it does to new rock stars.
And to Miss Marvel, she'd get it.
Tell me, what can I do for you?
Give me a second season.
No, don't do it. You have to accept that she's gone.
What's the catch?
There's nothing you could miss, Riri. What do you say?
Please don't do it. Also, please don't leave us with a cliffhanger.
Oh, how much time
she got
has
her curls out. She's trying to figure out her own way.
I'm so afraid Lyric's gonna show up though, or Natalie's gonna appear.
Razak, you? Holy shit. It worked.
No.
My over-advanced AI are quite surprised.
Not an AI.
I've been waiting to say this to you.
Yeah, she thinks she brought back the AI, but that's.
Touch her.
What I want can't be done. The past is the past.
There you go. Thank God. Accepted.
They say that time heals all wounds, but that's bollocks. The pain, it never goes away, and it hardens.
Mephisto's never been to therapy.
Why are you sounding like a Star Trek character? Where's Gary?
She did make a deal, huh?
I think so.
You can back up
There
a
it
little
is.
bit. How did you do that? Do what? Touch me.
No.
If I do this, it's just me that you want, right? Nobody else.
Riri, no.
That's right. So, shall we do this? Will you sign with me? Come on, Riri. Make my millennium.
I don't like it. I don't like that she did this.
I think I just reached out my hand and pushed your face. Are you okay?
Uh-oh.
This is so bad. This is so bad.
Ironheart, brand new day. Let's see.
Wow. Oh, she.
Might have been holding this for like 3 years. Let's see if they ever pay that off.
Crazy.
You know, like if they tease Mephisto accidentally, which becomes actually teasing Mephisto, and then they put it in the show they put out in 2 weeks quietly between 2 big movies, I'm 50-50. Like I could see them never, or I could see them having Superior Iron Man be Superior Ironheart.
I'm 47%.
47%. I was rounding up.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
See if there's a post-credit scene.
Whew.
I hope so.
Man, that was crazy. That was good TV.
Yeah.
I really like those last 2. I like the last 3. I like the last half.
Ugh. How are they going to release a show the way they did with a reel that big? That's crazy. Oh, my God.
I'm thinking
That's
of it like its own show, right? Like I'm seeing it as just these 6 episodes, and it actually is a great place to introduce a Mephisto is a show about ambition and betrayal and falling and never feeling like you get what you deserve. But since it is part of a greater universe, now you have Mephisto.
Yeah.
There it is. Let's go.
You're Zelma, right?
How can I help you?
I want some heavy-duty magic, and everyone I talked to, they told me to come here, but
You still got the scars.
I can help.
I need big help, Supreme-like help, and not party tricks. No offense.
Sorcerer Supreme.
I know you don't know me, not yet at least, but if you're up for it, how about a little abracadabra?
Not that partnership.
I hope this gets a second season.
All right.
And I'm sad because they felt like they. Okay.
Let's talk about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just watched Ironheart. We've completed the series. There will be one major talking point on the internet for everybody. You bet it will be. All right. Well, if I break a pool stick in half, who gets the review first? Aaron, go for it.
I'll go first. I really enjoyed this show. I think that for the type of story it was, for them trying to balance a character that is inherently a legacy character to Iron Man, while also infusing elements of magic into that, and it being authentically weirdly street level and, you know, very much about the immediacy of her world and her community with it taking place in Chicago. I think they did a really great job. I think that the showrunner did a really good job of understanding and allowing you to empathize with Riri without you inherently needing to agree with her choices. And I feel like that was something that was strongly consistent throughout the entirety of the show. And then buttoning that with her ambition being something that Mephisto would latch onto, I thought was really intelligent. It was really well handled. And I liked the supporting cast. I thought they all felt very real and very much something that that helped her in different ways, you know, and were there to oppose her and her character, and then highlight different aspects of who she was. And I feel like they cast that very well, and all of them had really great chemistry. And I'm sad that they released it the way they had, because I feel like the show has a lot of potential to be something really awesome in the future. And for as many delays as the show had, I don't feel like it justified the stuff around it, making it seem like it was going to be like a dumpster fire, or seem like this was something that Marvel wanted to sweep under the rug. And having after watched it in its entirety, I was like, why did they do this to this show? I don't work in Marvel. I don't know the methodology of how they go about releasing shows, but I feel like this show deserved better. And I am sad that it's not getting the eyes that it deserves, and it's getting a lot of external unnecessary hate. Because this is both authentically black and what it's like to be someone from the streets and get kicked out of a school, and the way that her community really plays into the story, and then just building her and making her a better protagonist. I thought was really compelling, honestly. And yes, the note of with having Mephisto and finally confirming that after years of fan speculation, I thought that was awesome. I think they did a really great job of incorporating him. Sacha Baron Cohen had a very menacing presence and a very persuasive, seductive presence. And I hope that, you know, this show can maybe get some legs, or get some good word of mouth, so this can get a second season and get to continue Riri's story and the continuation of that deal. Because yeah, I walked away more enjoying it more than I thought I would, and it goes to show that when Ryan Coogler's name is attached to something, that it does have meaning to it. And I see the authenticity that they wanted to put on display with this show, making it both very authentically black and very authentically MCU. So yeah, that's my first impressions.
Coy, speak on how it's authentically black and authentically MCU.
Well, as the voice of both those things in this trio, I was really impressed with the second half of the show. I agree with everything everyone is saying about the release model, and to be honest, the first half was like, I get in the first 2 episodes it not popping in the same way that some of the other MCU shows had, but I still thought it was worth putting out there. Like, even the episodes I thought were lesser, like the first 2, I was very public and very clear to you guys, like, some things aren't working for me. The rhythm feels off. It doesn't feel very directed. It feels like just a frame, and like it didn't feel very lived in. The characters felt interesting, but I didn't connect to the show. But even then, I would have thought, okay, maybe that's why they're releasing 3 together, because by 3, I'm in. I said as much. 4, 5, and 6 are great. Like, they're not good. They're great. I would put the back half of this show in the top half of Marvel TV. And so where it lands is really interesting, because it's kind of the opposite of most Marvel shows, where you had me in the first half, not gonna lie, and then you drop me and I'm out. Like, I think Hawkeye ends rough. I think WandaVision is 89% perfect, and then the ending makes it not higher. I think they have an ending problem. I think Echo even had somewhat of an ending problem. I would say this is the opposite, where it only gets better. Each episode is better than the last. I think 2 is better than 1, 3 than 2, 4 than 3. And so if this was week to week, they would have had a week of everyone losing their mind over Mephisto. Now, that would have been the biggest talk of everything 3 years ago. It, even now, with where the Marvel brand is, would still be huge. Now they're going to have 3 days, maybe. And that is really interesting, considering how long this was set up, considering what this sets up, considering what this follows, considering how good it is. If you take away the MCU conversation, this show by itself is still very good. So I wish it got its chance to have its voice told for at least 5 weeks. You know, I wish it at least had the run of that experience, because I think this is up there with Miss Marvel as the best supporting cast of interesting dynamics. I think this is up there with Miss Marvel as a conversation that needs to be had. We do have, luckily, so much more black representation than we did 10 years ago. We have so much more exposure to culture in general, not just black culture, but culture, than we did 10 years ago. But if you look at the volume of the ratio, it's still skewing one certain way. And so when a show is authentic to the point that Aaron can speak to in a way that I can't, but I can speak to feeling a connection to these characters and feeling as someone that hasn't lived this, that I'm relating to it, that is important, because that's how you solve some of the crap we have in our world, is by going, hey, you haven't lived this, but why don't you relate to it? So maybe next time you're about to say or do some dumb shit, you can go, oh, I'm a person that's some empathy. This is why we need art. And so to have a show that does accomplish that, to have a show that does have you understand where this girl's coming from, and she's not your stereotypical hero. She's not someone that just has everything handed to her once she's heroic. She got to be a hero and then had to fight. She got all these things and then had to struggle after the victory lap. That is so much more interesting than someone just like coasting and having their victory laps forever. You are still, life isn't, you achieve something and then you're good. Life is a series of highs and lows and plateaus and climbing. My whole career has been like, oh, I can't wait till I accomplish that thing. And then I get there and I'm like, I guess that felt good for a second, but I moved on to the next thing. Like, I have no sense of victory laps. I have no sense of crossing finish lines. As soon as I'm close to the finish line, I move it. This poor girl got what she dreamed, and then the world came crumbling down, and it took losing everything for her to even realize it. I think that's important for a new generation to see. I think especially a generation on the internet, it needs to see that you hit 10,000 subscribers, you're not going to sleep better at night. You hit 100,000. Like, this is an important message. And then to use Mephisto in a show about ambition, in a show about trauma, in a show about loss, that is incredible. I thought it was going to be Hood and her to set up Doom. I had heard rumors of Mephisto. Obviously, we all had. I think Mephisto was better used here than I expected. So you've got the hook. with, you know, the character. You've got the big Marvel moment with Mephisto. You've got all of the action that actually looks amazing, and the way that Ironheart ends up looking by the Ironheart looks stunning in this, and you've got a very interesting supporting cast. I didn't like the criminals in the beginning. They got to the point where I liked, didn't love, but her family, man. So you had a great show, and then you went, hey, what if it came out in 2 weeks? We just drop it. So it's a little disappointing, but I think Dominique Thorne deserves better. I think Lyric deserves better. I think the showrunner and the team behind it, I think Anthony Ramos deserves better.
Yeah.
So my 2 cents is I'm really glad I got this, but I'm afraid because they felt like they rolled it out that the audience that wanted it to fail is going to get to have a lot of fun, and the people that deserve it aren't.
Yeah. It's great. Great way to say that.
Wow. I feel the fervor exuding from both of you right now. Love to hear it. Love to feel it. Well,
Tried not to talk about the one thing everybody's going to talk about.
time to bring the mood down a little bit here. I'm definitely not as high about it as you two are. I'm more like 70% into it by the end result. That's my opinion, though. I've been a champion for Dominique Thorne since the beginning, and I feel like she has maintained that. And the way she has carried this show, I've talked to a lot of people who really don't like Riri Williams. It's like people I respect and admire, and they're like, I just don't like the character of Riri Williams. I've heard, and I'm like, I personally do, and I think that this show aimed to bring a level of drama that I think they succeeded a good amount of the time, especially for her, and having to deal with consequences, lack of accountability, this inability to face one's own trauma, and the whole thing with her mom dynamic I thought was really strong. Who's the witch girl in the candy shop? What's her name?
In the show, it's Zelma.
Zelma, I think, is a great addition. Sort of processing, excuse me. Brain's a little fried. So I'm just going to try to just speak some stuff out and see what comes out. And I'm a little bit uncomfortable because you two are so high that I don't want to be the buzzkill. So I'm a bit uncomfortable right now.
I'm going to let you know, I give it like an 8.5, just so you're not too far behind me. It's high, but
I think there's a lot of intentionality that you both are speaking on, and I feel like the execution is where I'm much more mixed than both of you.
Okay.
Like, I do think the pacing of this is not strong. I think the pacing of it is I think it kind of drags stuff out a little bit. The whole thing with like Riri constantly having to like build shit, and we don't really. I know that's part of the character, that's part of the comics and whatnot. It's a big part, but at the same time, at a certain point, I'm like, I'm just kind of watching this person like do this repetitively over and over and over and over and over again. I don't really know what she's doing, you know, other than I know there's an end result where she has to have a suit at some point. The hood grew on me more by the final episode. It took a long time for me to really get connected to Anthony Ramos. Because I was like, it feels like cosplay a lot of the time with him. And then I think the show was trying to say that's intentional by the time we got to the final episode with Mephisto and seeing how he is just this wounded boy. I like that. I kind of feel like we needed that a little bit earlier in the show.
I don't disagree. And the suit, I think, was supposed to show us that more, but instead, I think the average audience member is going to be like Aaron, where they're like, is that his cost? Like, where they're going to assume until they know why that it's meant to be special, and instead it's like it's meant to be him. I'm a big tough guy. Like, but you don't unless you know.
It's posing.
Right,
it's posturing bravado. Yeah. So I eventually caught on to that. Alden Ehrenreich, I feel like absolutely slayed the entire time. I wish we got a little bit of an end result here because we didn't get an end result. It just ends on him falling asleep, and we don't really know what happens with him afterwards.
Well, he's like, "I'll get you next time." Like, just because he's not in control doesn't mean we're done. So
yeah, but I thought his performance all across, I was very much connect. Like the a lot of the characters are supposed to care about. I did care about. I think the visual effects were so much better than one would probably anticipate, especially coming off of the heels of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. That being said, though, there were like the action scenes for the most part I never really felt anything behind it. Like the whole White Castle fight scene, I just kept going, okay, I don't know how these guys are like losing. I don't understand. And on top of that too, I just felt like no intensity, no suspense, nothing really behind it for me personally on an emotional level. Not, I mean, I wouldn't say the same thing when it was like her and Alden Ehrenreich fighting, but you know, that I never really grew attached whatsoever to the Hood's side. And so there are pieces that I feel like come in at the end, towards the end of episode 5, and a lot of episode 6 that I feel like should have been a little bit more clear and upfront, kind of sprinkled throughout a little bit clearer. Like, I like the intention of what the Hood is going for against his dad, but that's the way the scene was written. I just felt it was kind of flat. And like, I'm getting information here, but there's something about the execution with the pacing and the way it's shot in a lot of these scenes that I just felt like kind of, it all felt a lot of first draft to me in the way how a lot of it was being done. While you would still hop into certain scenes that were like, oh, this is cool, this is enjoyable. Like the you know, even though I was kind of like talking about how I thought this whole like building was a little repetitive. The montage that felt like a music video when they are working in the garage, and the symbolism of working in the garage of her dad, I thought was really strong. And, you know, I actually like the choice that she does make the deal with Mephisto, even though it's not really, like, I thought she doesn't really get like the character arc then that you would expect, where she's facing it, taking her own agency, dealing with the fact that she can't have everything, and that I kind of wanted a little bit more of a conversation about the ethics of having Natalie, the AI, around.
Yeah.
I think they didn't really do as much as they could have. Like, they kept posing a question, but not really exploring a debate around it. So I just think there's so much more ideas and intention that I liked more when I credit it and think about it more than I did the actual execution of how a lot of this went down. You know, like, you're speaking about it being like authentically black. I'm not a black person, so I'm not really going to connect with that side of it. And so I'm glad you were able to. But I've seen other things that are black voices behind it that I really do connect with. And so to me, it really is more like the filmmaking behind it that I just wasn't connecting with, that kept me more detached and not as emotionally invested as I wish I could have been. So, yeah, I mean, but, you know, Dominique Thorne's great. And freaking Sacha Baron Cohen, after all these years of Mephisto buildup and, like, how would you do Mephisto? I like the like, seductive type of approach that he brings to it.
Accents, too. The accents were cool.
The different accents, the different types of jarring editing to keep that supernatural element around him, the distortion of the sound effects, the bass, the booms that they would provide with him. I thought, like, they provided a lot of style. And I just found myself kind of going, I wish they sort of did some little restructuring here in their execution, because I can imagine a lot of people are feeling like me where I kind of wish they had this quality, because I started feeling like, oh, this is sort of the ramp up. This is sort of the emotional pace that I feel like they've been trying to get to this whole time, and they finally get to it in the final episode. And I wish they were kind of getting there more at the halfway point, because I loved episode 4. Episode 4 is my favorite episode is still episode 4. That's the one I loved. And then episode 6, I would put as the more exciting one. and you know, and also, but, you know, in terms of fighting, I thought the fighting with Hood and her was a really, the reveal was really clever.
Yeah, because we saw the tech and we just, that was a good bait and switch.
I think that, like, but there is a bit of a dragging out of certain things that I could feel that would sort of weigh down, even when the stuff that I was liking was being affected by the stuff that I felt was kind of weighing the energy down. But obviously, that's just me.
Those are all fair
this
points.
Trio of us, that's just my opinion, you know. And I hate being like a buzzkill, and I don't like arguing with people about like difference of opinions, you know.
No, I can agree with both of you. I feel like the high stuff, the team stuff, was the least developed as far as like them as individuals and really getting to know them. I think the drama with her mom and her the brother, and then stuff with Natalie,
I thought
her
that was
having
strong.
anxiety,
Yeah.
all that stuff was great. So, like, if this wasn't a comic book show, and it was about this girl getting kicked out of school, having to confront these different things, and somehow this friend comes back. I think that in and of itself is compelling, but the way that they're able to infuse, these little flourishes of MCU knowledge was really strong. But
the thing with the brother, if I can speak really quick on that, is like I thought that was such a strong thing they set up in episode 4.
I did not like how quick that paid off.
And then the way it happened,
it was just kind of was over the next episode,
because that was the part of the debate where they're setting up about the ethics of and this is so much about her having to face the reality of how she's really feeling.
Yeah.
And to have Natalie around with this like AI memory thing, I'm like, this is not healthy. Like this is not.
And
this is not
in the
good.
garage where she died.
Yeah.
On that front, it's like the 6-episode model doesn't really service it as well as it could have, as far as that arc goes.
I would have kept it, but I mean, potentially still 6 episodes, but I would have leaned out those first 2 and then had the Mephisto reveal be in 4. And then I would have had a lot more of the questioning of AI be the last half of the show, because then you're looking at like what she's willing to do, what she's willing to like throw away, and then that makes the deal with the devil a lot more interesting, because you're already seeing you've seen throughout the show the tendency to just go her own way. But if you add an AI conversation about like, no, I need her back, like I don't care about the morals and the ethics and blah blah blah, then the deal with the devil feels like it's been more set up. And I loved the montage of like the cut in the conversation, so you don't know if she did it, and then the payoff and the touch.
That was really
all
good.
that was, I thought, genius. But I would have liked a little less of the crew and the crime stuff in the beginning, and a little bit more of the debate, and then still that ending exactly as it was.
Yeah.
So I think 6 could work, but I would have trimmed up the first 2.
Yeah,
maybe consolidate all the crime stuff into like an episode.
Just something different, because I feel like they were meant to be compelling, and they weren't. Everybody else was.
Yeah, and I like the intention too of like the 3 main characters: Alden Ehrenreich, Anthony Ramos, and Dominique Thorne. Dominique Thorne lost her dad. Anthony Ramos lost his father in a sense. Stain lost his father as well. So there were like these threads that I could see them thematically going for.
Yeah.
And it just there's something about the unison of it that didn't fully feel like a payoff. And that's what I mean, is like the Mephisto stuff was so interesting, but it kind of overshadowed a lot of the stuff that I thought they were needing to pay off on the dramatic side of the storytelling.
I think the reason I am a lot more happy with the show overall is I think the messaging of crime being something that is some people's only option, and that not making them inherently evil kind of pays off fascinatingly with then choosing evil on top of that. I really like that. I don't demonize people for having to do desperate things, and then she literally then has to deal with the demon. I really like the metaphor, and I really like the messaging there. So I don't disagree with what you're saying as far as your experience, but I think the juice is worth the squeeze of those flaws being flaws. But I kept being like, what a take. And so like I you know what I mean? Like I kept like being happy enough with like, they're doing that. Yeah. Because Mephisto has nothing to do with Ironheart in the comics. So like I was never gonna I literally thought it was gonna be a show, because everybody kept saying Mephisto's and Ironheart. I thought it was gonna be using the demon element of the hood and a post-credit scene where he like comes out of a portal and goes like wooga booga. Like so instead, to make it thematically demons.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see him a little red though. Like
that spoon was cool.
That was cool.
I got excited. I got a little pop for that spoon.
I'm gonna pause on that spoon.
Yeah, 100%.
But it seems like Marvel is weirdly dropping their supernatural side. If we're looking at the MCU, like we're doing Ironheart in and of itself, but if we look at the MCU side, Moon Knight just seems like nothing's happening to it. Werewolf by Night doesn't seem like nothing's happening to it. They're dumping this. They can't even get Blade off the ground, And I feel like there's like a third show where I'm like, nothing.
Midnight Suns has come and gone like 18 times.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a third show. Where I'm like, nothing's really become of this third show. There's definitely like another one out there. And I do think though, what the biggest hamper that has happened with Marvel and why we probably don't hear about a lot of this shit is because of Kang. Like I think it's weird. I think a lot of us seem to forget that. But there was a whole plan around Kang.
10 years of just...
Yeah. And now that Kang is not here, which the idea was to unify all these storylines, including the shows, now we have to, like, ignore a lot of shit that's going on.
Yeah.
Because that Kang thing is not happening anymore, and now they're trying to like scramble and do all these like plan C. So it's easy to like rip on Marvel, but they had a very unfortunate real life situation with an actor that hampered the situation,
and a pandemic and a strike.
Yeah, all these other things. But,
I mean,
but like
on top of those things,
pandemic and strike affects execution, but the Jonathan Majors situation affects plan. you know?
I mean, there's so many projects in development at the same time. I can't imagine a world where we get all different 26 properties to come together with their each chapter of something to make it to a larger thing, especially because Doctor Doom doesn't seem like he's going to be a supernatural thing, of course.
Oh, Eternals is another thing. That's that's the one. Eternals is the one.
Also, it seems like the thing at the end of Shang-Chi isn't going to be something.
That was definitely a Kang thing.
Yeah, because it was going to be Shang-Chi 2 leading into the Kang Dynasty. It was a trilogy.
Oh, wow.
Because it was like Captain America led into Civil War. Like that was kind of the Shang-Chi. That's why we haven't seen. Plus, he tore his ACL. Marvel be having problems.
Damn.
But I actually prefer that they released. You guys were saying that you wish they released it weekly, and I think this works better as.
I would have loved a week between the Mephisto reveal and the actual episode,
nice.
and I would have loved a week between episode 4 and 5 for the audience to have that experience of Alden's moment.
I mean, that is true. There's like certain moments, but if we're looking at what happens,
if
we're looking at what happens in a lot of these episodes, though, I think it wouldn't have generated excitement, and there would have been more fall off because of how a lot of these episodes actually play out. That they're not like the most exciting or the most.
I never consider. It's funny. I consider the story, and I never consider the numbers and viewership because I think show than business. But as soon as you said that, before you even finished the sentence, I was like, oh yeah, people wouldn't tune in the next week necessarily. So that's true. But I feel like them dumping it all at once is a vote of not confidence that speaks louder than that.
You can't really win.
You can't really win. That's where I was coming from the business side. They're like, bleh. So I think you're right. Hopefully it does have some viewership.
And then because here's another thing I've heard a lot with people is a lot of us. I mean, I don't know if you did, Aaron, but like Coy and I definitely heard so many people being like, "But episode 6, like that's what it was."
Yeah.
But episode 6, you know? and I'm like, but episode 4 was great.
Yeah.
But everyone keeps hopping to but episode 6, and that's my point though. Is the thing people look at Moon Knight, the first chunk like the penultimate was one of the best Marvel TV episodes they've ever done. But then what was the lasting feeling left with that final episode? You were just talking about WandaVision.
Yeah. That last
phenomenal and that last episode. So when you dump it, the last movie was the best episode. So you're like, you know what? That show's actually not as bad as I thought it was. You know,
if it works, I'm happy for it.
There is an effect that could be positive. You know, because that's the thing is like I don't want to placate to the side that was going on Rotten Tomatoes hating on this fucking show before anything released. Like it was so stupid. And I think that side of the crowd is annoying and volatile and abusive and ugly. So I really don't like that. So I don't want to like come here and be like, I'm going to rip this show apart to play.
No, you're speaking polysyllabically. Those people don't know language.
Yeah, that's fair. It's because like I would love to see what they set up here continue. You know,
of course.
Mephisto, of course. I want to see Dominique Thorne come back. And there's been no word about any of this, you know, and maybe they're like 5 of the missing chairs in Avengers Doomsday. Who knows? But I would love for them to be to actually be brought back, especially with everything that they did set up. And I especially feel like Dominique Thorne is so unfairly hated. You know?
I want to see a Lyric Ross chaired, and I wouldn't have thought that before this show because I think she's great on This Is Us, but Lyric Ross really stole a lot of it. Like she's Natalie, and like what she brought, like. Man, but I don't see a place for her outside of an Ironheart 2, and I doubt we get an Ironheart 2. So those threads I'm bummed about. I'm not as bummed about the Ironheart thread because I feel like she will get something. But like, do we get Alden again? Do we get any of the family again?
I hope so, because it's weird that you said that the lasting impression is that final episode, right? But is that strong enough to get us a season 2? Because I feel like a lot of these things you're not going to have them explored outside of the TV realm, because didn't they? You guys correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think they made a distinction of like, okay, the TV stuff's going to be over here, the movie stuff's going to be over here. And all
They're
the
just
TV
slowing down on the
characters-
TV stuff because Thunderbolts is very much the TV characters. They're just slowing down on the TV stuff.
But that was greenlit.
No, I think
before.
isn't John Walker the only one from the shows on there?
No, but I think the storylines factor in though, right? I
we
haven't
have
seen
like
the movie, so don't tell me.
Oh, yeah.
No, not exactly.
But I feel like the story, like do they factor in like the events of Falcon and Winter Soldier or the Hawkeye events with Yelena?
I feel like those things are.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like that was the first
I
one.
didn't
That felt
rewatch
like
anything. Fuck. Spent so much time watching the goddamn last couple episodes of Hawkeye.
I would say they're important. Maybe not that important, but I do worry.
Emotional stakes. No, I'm just kidding.
Also, full disclosure, between us filming and us filming the next batch, the Ironheart premiere happened, which I attended. So it was also really beautiful to see the community that the family of the show had become. Like, to see a cast like really bond, you want more for them. Like, to see a season 2 for the cast. So like, I saved that for the end of this review because I know people are already going to think I'm biased, but I truly love to see people find that rhythm. So it's always great to have a season 2 with that rhythm already in place, to have kind of that language and all that stuck together. Like, Alden said this is one of his favorite, like, it was such a great way to just like dive in. Like, he said it was because Alden and I did Speed the Plow together. We did a David Mamet play. We were in acting class together. Alden and I go back like a decade. So it was my first time seeing Alden at a Marvel premiere, and it was really fun because like my world, his world. I was like,
cool.
So Alden and I got to catch up in a really like novel way where I actually took a picture. Me and him have known each other a decade, but I've never wanted to like take a picture with him because that's weird when it's like a friend. But my little sister loves beautiful creatures. But I was like, hey man, I've never asked because we were like in class. But he's like, yeah. So we have like a picture, and it meant a lot to me that we were both at a point in our career where I didn't feel like that was weird, but also it was like Marvel turf, and it was great to have that validate everyone else's experience because Lyric came over and Lyric was just really excited to be at a Marvel premiere. Met Lyric's whole family. Her mom and her dad flew in from Chicago, met her sister, and the mom and dad were like, is this what it's always like? And I got to like tell them about Marvel events, and like the family was so special. And then like it was literally me, Lyric, Dominique, Ryan, and Brad Winderbaum came over, and I was like, I'm part of the Ironheart family. And it was so cool to hear how much they had shorthand, how much they like loved working with each other, how much they had these dreams for season 2. The reason I don't want things to get dumped is because it feels like when those moments happen, it's showing a lack of confidence to those people, to the talent behind. And that's the human element that we don't get to talk about, because how often do people reacting or to people watching trailers, people on Rotten Tomatoes, go to a premiere and meet the whole family? Like, it doesn't happen. I love those events because I like the human element and the human connection. Like, I liked talking to Lyric's dad about Chicago. So now when I'm watching this, I'm thinking, like, how proud is that man? Like, all of that stuff is what I care about art. But that's so hard to quantify. So when Marvel goes, here's your 2 release dates, to me, that's just hard knowing those people that worked so hard.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It also, it also just feels a little strange, the fact that, obviously we made a joke about in the first chunk of episodes that, technically Falcon Winter Soldier was the first Black-led show, right? But they really barely touched on the fact that he was a Black Captain America, and like the fact that they had that one scene where
couldn't get a loan.
Yeah, he couldn't get a loan, but also the fact that the police came by and like, is this man bothering you?
They touch.
I think they touch on it way more than you actually think.
I think they do a decent amount,
especially with Isaiah Bradley.
But I will say a thing. I think they have it as a reaction negatively. It's the things that are wrong and reacting to it. I think this was more of a celebration of the Black experience.
That's what I was trying to. Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
As a white.
But yeah, you get the celebration of these 2 Black girls that are best friends. I never thought I'd see a Black woman going off with her Palo Santo in the house and like with her crystals and stuff. I'm like, that's in a Marvel thing. That's awesome, because that's part of my world. I know plenty of people that do that, and I think that seeing
in Hispanic culture a lot too.
Oh really? I didn't know that. Okay, but I think that seeing that in that representation is really important, because obviously we don't see that a lot, especially in mainstream stuff. But the fact that it was released in such a quick way feels like a disservice, because I feel like there's a lot of wanting to be inclusive and want to have diversity, but kind of releasing it under the table, trying to get it out as quickly as possible, just feels a little wrong to me.
I wanted more community, actually, when I was watching, especially because the first 3 set up like people know who Riri Williams is.
Yeah.
This is kind of an intimate neighborhood, and then I feel like no one knows who Riri Williams is, and then by the end, sometimes these fights on the streets and stuff, I'm like, what happened to like people? There's like no people here.
I have that problem with all of the MCU.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like ever since, once phase 1 ended, anytime there's something going on, there's like no one.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like a budget. I don't know if it's because they're filming the volume. Like, I'm always just like, so Chicago's pretty dense. Like, there's a population density. So I have that issue with like most Marvel shows not feeling lived in. I remember
that is probably the word I would say that was my biggest criticism with it. I didn't feel like it was lived in. Something about it still felt like
a show.
Yeah, it didn't feel. I never felt like it was. It felt like fake a lot of the time to me, or not fully there. That's what I meant by there was like a bit of like certain parts that felt a little amateur filmmaking. I feel like if they brought up that thing with the hood earlier, I would have been less distracted by like, there's something off.
Why is that man's outfit feel like he's posturing? Oh, because he's posturing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, no. I just my last thought is that overall, I give it a nice B. And I like that it ended at an A, so that the C- it started at. I do like your point of it ending strong. And I think it's probably closer to a B-, but I will totally own that my bias towards the character, towards the cast, all that elevate it to like a B, to a little higher B than it probably would be, because I don't disagree with any of your thoughts. But I also think that there is a part of me that is I like comics for a reason. I like stories that uplift the underdog. And so anytime I see assholes on the internet doing Rotten Tomatoes stuff or attacking a show, or even in my comments on my tiny little 50,000 person page, when I see people in my comments on this video going like, I just don't understand why she'd need to steal. Like, she's so smart. Why doesn't she invent something? When the show's like, here's the experience of someone not able to get things.
Yeah.
Like when it's so, that's the show.
It's literally laid
the
out.
show.
Yeah.
But I know that people calling her arrogant and calling her smarmy, Iron Man. Like, Downey Jr., because he's a white warmonger, no one criticized that. And I don't know, I don't even think half the people in my comments realize that their comments come across that way, because I don't think it's all intentional. But the ones that are intentional, or the ones that don't realize it, I'm always going to give a little like, I want this show to do well because of that. So like, I'm coming from a place of like, this is an important enough story that if it's got flaws, it's still worth it for the things that need to get told. So I give it a B.
That's really strong points. Aaron?
Yeah, I do. I really like the show for its authenticity. I think I can agree with you on your points on some of your criticisms. I feel like the stuff I liked, the stuff I enjoyed, kind of outweighed the stuff I thought was a little not problematic, but that could have been better.
That white face seems weird.
It just seems like
problematic. Sorry.
It sounds to me like the things you felt like you liked, you feel much stronger towards the things you like than like for me, where I can like acknowledge I like this, but I don't feel as strong about liking it. Like your emotional attachment to it is much higher than me.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I hope it gets to season 2. I like that we got to see a character who has anxiety as a part of a regular struggle of her life, and to the point where she even throws up towards the end of the episode.
That's a good touch.
And yeah, I think Dominique Thorne and the cast deserve the best, and I hope that they do get a season 2, because I really enjoyed this.
I give it F+. This is terrible. From the heart. Gotta talk from the heart, people. I still would want, I already said it, I would love for Dominique Thorne to return, and I want the Mephisto thing to pay off. And honestly, if they greenlit a season 2 or some type of version of a season 2, I would be looking forward to it. I do think there's like improvement on filmmaking, but a lot of times in Marvel, they actually do like reshoots and shit like that. And I don't think they did a lot of that for this show. I don't think they.
It doesn't feel
like it. It seems like they let them shoot, and they're like, you know what?
We're going to sit on this for 72 months.
It doesn't seem at all to me that they gave them the opportunity to go back. And maybe there were reshoots I'm just not aware of, but it doesn't feel like there's reshoots in here. Normally you could tell or you could feel. And
also, she's a kid, so she ages so quick.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be hard to do reshoots with someone that's an actual teenager.
That's what I was questioning about the end with the with her and Natalie, because I was like, she looks so much older here. So I was like kind of wondering if that part was reshot.
But then Lyric looked the same.
Yeah.
I think it's just her hair.
It's just her hair made her look older. I like the look though when her hair's all like puffed.
I like how she did all the big comic looks. She had like all of her major looks.
Hey,
she never actually got the Ironheart name, did she?
I don't think so. No.
I
don't know if she became a full-fledged hero by the end of the show.
She's like, deal with the devil. But I would love to see a Challenger show or a Young Avengers incorporate this continuing on.
She could be in Young Avengers for sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I could see a superior Iron Man story with this in the Young Avengers, and I'd like that.
Yeah. And I appreciate a lot of the drama that they were going for on the protagonist side. And I so am happy they didn't make Alden Ehrenreich just like when he first showed up.
I'm a bad guy.
I was like, oh shit, he's just gonna be a bad guy. But when he let her go, I was like, oh thank God. Yeah. So there's a lot more nuance and intention that I feel like the show should get a lot of credit for. So overall, yeah, I'm like a B minus, I guess.
Those were closer than I thought. Okay.
You're B plus.
I was B.
Oh, you're B.
8.5, right in the middle.
I can appreciate a lot from the mind.
You're also in a position of two people that are speaking glowingly of a B and feeling like you need to counter that. So I don't think you were like the villain arc. But when we're both like cinema, like it's a B. I just had more to say positive, and so did you. So when you come in with your like D plus energy, I see the B. I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, I'm like 8.7. So
that's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
That was great.
I don't know what a B minus is. What is that?
Anything under an 8.3.
Okay, yeah. I'm definitely like a 6.5 to 7.
80, 81,
there.
82, 83.
Yeah.
That's all B minus.
Yeah, somewhere there.
All right.
All
Let
right.
us know in the comments what you think.
Thank you guys for being here. We'll see you guys soon.